Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta. Last episode we got the third stone tablet, and we learned where the mysterious village is. So we just walk around in this forest, and we're taken into the town of Mirage. So that every type of shop has two different vendors, so you can stock up on a lot of stuff. But stuff is the good stuff is really expensive. So elixirs 50,000. We're gonna be blowing most of our money here. Well, I guess you wouldn't say really blowing it. We're gonna buy a lot of good stuff. So many of those rings that we were introduced to way back in the first world at History. Well, History got pulled up into the Cleft of Dimension, but luckily Mirage sells the rings, so I'm gonna grab a bunch of them, and also get Hermes shoes, which basically puts your characters in auto haste. He knew he was immortal, but in exchange for acquiring the power of the void, he lost his invulnerable body. The town appears and disappears like an illusion. Travelers who live 1,000 years. Hey, isn't that a great poem? I think in the advanced version, the remake of the Game Boy Advance, they have like a bonus dungeon where you fight Inu. I have a gift for you, but not for free. I know. Take a trip around the world in a chocobo, and then I'll give it to you. This guy, when we take the trip in the chocobo, he'll tell us about where we can find the magic lamp. But I'm going to find it while I'm actually doing the trip on the chocobo. So this guy tells us there's a piano in town, and that'll be the 8th piano, the one that we need to become piano masters. We got a free healing pot here. Not important right now, but later on it will be. He's shopping this town as 2 salesmen, so that's your kind of clue, because some of them are kind of hard to find. What also is hard to find is the piano. If you have a thief, though, you'll be able to see the secret passages. But without a thief, yeah, there's no indication that it's over to the left. Now, the first door is kind of, has a clue to it, because there's that little indent in the wall. But yeah, let's keep going, get the next piano. We'll return back there to that staircase. That'll get us out of the town. And this door we can't go through, and we'll find out why later on in the game. Let's just head up this way, and this will take us to the 2 weapon shops. Now, the other weapon shop we can access through the front door. But the second one here that basically sells us ninja stuff, that ninja throws. That ninja throw, basically in the back here. We have to go the back route. So, none of the weapons we can really use or need. We did get one weapon there, the thief knife. That basically, sometimes it'll randomly steal an item from an enemy. So, drops and using that thief knife are how we're going to try to get reflect rings later on, which will help out on some bosses. And here we get a black chocobo. So now with the black chocobo, we could actually head up to the desert where the North Mountain is and fight Bahamut. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to head up north to where we left Boko. And we're going to travel around the world in a chocobo. Well, on a chocobo. I know the guy says in a chocobo, but you're not in a chocobo. You're riding on the chocobo. So basically, you just have to make a trip around the world. It's not that bad, especially since you don't get random encounters when riding Boko. So, it's not that bad. Eventually, we'll end up back at the same place, but we're going to take a slight detour near the end to get the magic lamp. So, just because it'll save time. But basically, if you come back to him after you did the chocobo around the world, he will say like, "Hey, did you stop at a waterfall on your trip?" And then if you look at the world map, you see there's only one waterfall, History Falls, that we were told about a long time ago. We go there and just check out the area, and you'll find the magic lamp there. He doesn't say that the magic lamp is there, but he just says, did you check around the waterfall? So, we're just gonna preemptively do that because otherwise we have to jump back on Boko and do this all over again. And, well, do the latter half of it. So, took a slight long turn there. Luckily, there's a few places where you can make long turns, but they don't. They're not usually long. You're not going to be traveling very far. So this is where we want to turn off to end up getting that magic lamp. So we're by Kuzo Castle. We're going to have to get some legendary weapons later again. We'll unlock the rest of them later once we get the 4th tablet. And the 4th tablet is going to be in Istory Falls. So, but this is not the way to get to Istory Falls, to the dungeon portion of it. We're going to get to the top of Istory Falls, but the actual dungeon is behind the falls. And to access it, you have to use that cave there that we just passed. And to get into that cave, you have to go underwater with the submarine. And there's on the west side of the map, you'll see there's two of the dots that basically tell you that there's a point of interest. And the northern one is that there. The other one is totally pointless. It basically just it takes you into the lake next to the village Meow. So that we had to access the forest Meow and the village that way in Gallus World. But now, since the worlds have combined, we were able to visit Meow just by walking across the desert. So let's just head north because I think it's to the south. It'll be a shorter trip to go north to get back to Mirage. And now we'll just take our second trip in Mirage here, and we'll explore the south there that we didn't go through. And we're going to report back to this guy. And I guess he just takes our word that we did it. So I don't know how he would know that we did it, but for some reason he does know. I really think you take a trip around the world in a chocobo. No, we took it on it. And we got the Mirage Vest, and that way when you equip it, that automatically starts you off with the image spell on your character. I really think that you would do it. By the way, didn't you stop by a waterfall during the trip? So that's your clue. Maybe I should go to a waterfall. And he doesn't say why we should go there, but like I said, we know why. To get the magic lamp. The magic lamp basically summons all the summoned monsters, starting from the most powerful Bahamut, and then it works its way down to the lowly Chocobo. And if you keep doing Chocobo over and over and over again, eventually you get this the Chocobo egg, which is just a totally pointless thing. So I showed it off in the Fiesta last year. Maybe I'll do it again this year. So we'll see if I have a time at the end of an episode. So why does the flow of time start to return to this town? Is the void once again going to appear in the world? Perhaps. Well, sort of. X that's already using the void to affect the world. And so the Cleft of Dimension time, and this town stops. So the first magic shop here, we can get a bunch of those spells that were kind of hidden, like the exit was in Ball Castle. Then there was like the Istory had the Toad spell. Waltz had the Speed spell, or the Drag spell. So towns that we can't access anymore because they got sucked up into the void. The first magic shop has those magics, and the other magic has the ultimate has the remainder level 6 black magic, white magic, and time magic, and that basically fills up our magic inventory, magic lists for most magics. It also fills up our sword. The last sword when we get is from the Osmos spell. So it's like the Drain spell, but it takes a character's, an enemy's MP. So you can make some enemies kind of helpless by just taking all their MP. They can't cast their spells. So none of this equipment we need. We already got most of it at the dwarf place. We hit that box there and take us to a ring place, and just like in history, where this guy told us about the rings, where the old man told us about the rings, yeah, same old man, well, he looks like the same old man, tells us the same stuff in this town. We're going to buy a lot of these accessories, running shoes, like I said, they grant auto haste on your characters. Flame, we want to get 4 of them. We also want 4 core rings, but we can't afford it, but we can sell a bunch of stuff. Tiara, not going to be a really good headgear. Angel, no one can wear that. That's only a chemist exclusive. And everyone's going to want to have ribbons at the end of the game. So we're just going to, you don't have to worry about getting those that other headgear, the tiara. So let's sell a bunch of our old equipment here. And just, that'll give us enough to buy that last core ring that we need. If you're looking to buy stuff, if you don't have enough money, probably the first thing you should buy is the core rings, because they're basically going to help out a lot on the boss in the next elemental dungeon. It's going to be a water dungeon, so it makes sense that you have the core rings there to absorb water attacks. But we're not going to equip them right now, because we're not going to do that dungeon. What we are going to do is give everybody the Hermes shoes to get that haste on them. So now act twice as fast in battle. Very nice. You only need 1 of each elemental shield, so I was able to sell that 1 ice shield there. Because only 1 of our characters can use shield, 1 job class. And we don't have the... I think it's the knight that gives you the ability to equip shields. As one of their abilities, job abilities. Evil was Inu tried to make the world his own with the power of the void. He himself was sucked into the void and disappeared. You know, we already went to the weapon shop where you approach it from the back way, but so no need to go back in there. And we've done everything we need to in Mirage. We got all we needed, so yeah, we don't have to come visit this town again. We will stop by it again though to use the black chocobo later on. But before we do that, we got a few other places to visit. So let's go talk with Sid and Mid. We'll get their last bit of dialogue for the game. They don't really add anything important, but I just want to show things off, and figured I'd just say goodbye to them, I guess. Because like they said, they really have no more ways to help us anymore. So, and Sid just basically reminds us how to use the submarine. It's like, yeah, press A when you're, press A and down when you're on the water. We'll be spending some time on the water in a future episode, because we've got to farm those water creatures later. There's quite a few new water enemies that we get to meet, so. But we'll meet a few new enemies in the elemental dungeon. We'll do that first, get them out of the way. So, just there's a lot of visiting people here. We're also going to stop by Crescent now that we've played the last piano. We can stop by Crescent, play the piano again, and the bard will teach us the final bard song, the hero song, which raises your levels in battle. And that's levels factor into your attack power. So it's a good way to get like extra attack multipliers and still be a low level. The bard just boosts you up a little bit. So let's boost the bard's memory by playing the final song on the piano. Play some tunes. Alright, we'll do. We'll play the final tune. Like I said, then we'll get the last bard magic, and we'll be officially recognized as the master of the piano. So, yeah, we've all you have to do is play 8 different pianos in 8 different towns, and you too could be a piano master. If only it was that easy in real life. But we are now the masters of the piano. Yep, see, there's our last song there. There's 8 bard songs in total. So we've pretty much got all the magic except for the blue magic, and we still have some summons to get. We learned of one of the summons, well, Bahamut will be one of them. Another one is the Phoenix. And we learned that if a dragon falls off the Phoenix Tower, it will be reborn as Phoenix. And the Phoenix was the Phoenix Tower was that tower that when we were trying to find the Stingray, before we submerged to visit the Warriors Tower where the water crystal was, there was that tower to the left, to the northwest, and that's the Phoenix Tower. That can only be accessed once again with the Black Chocobo, because you've got to fly over mountains and then land in a forest there, right outside the desert, on the edge of the desert. Kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 1, where there's just that one small little strip of land that you can land in the Mirage Desert to get to the Mirage Tower, the basic final elemental dungeon in that game. Tiamat, the Fiend of Ares. Here's a little bonus thing right here. It's not listed anywhere on the map, but this is, I kept talking about 100%ing the game, getting all the treasure. You can tell how good you're doing by visiting this guy here. He's a psychic, and he tells you a bunch of different things about your journey. So you just say yes, and he gives you some stats. So we see how many battles we've been in, how many enemies we killed, the average experience for each of our characters, the treasure percentage, and the times we've saved. Now, of course, if we get all the treasure chests in the game, that will be 100%. So I'm actually a little concerned about this episode, this playthrough, because one of the treasure chests, to get it, you have to defeat the optional super boss Shin Ryu, and I was normally beating him by cheesing him with the Wonder Wand, casting the Berserk spell on him. And that just rewrites his AI, and then he only physically attacks you. And you can deal with physical attacks with stuff like the Image spell, the Elf Cape, the Guardian knives that boost your ability to evade his attacks. But without, none of our characters in this Fiesta can use rods. So we won't be able to use that Wonder Rod to cheese him. So we're going to have to come up with a different strategy to finish off Shin Ryu. But first, let's head to the water dungeon. History Falls. You get into an encounter right at the end there, so. But the encounters here are just weak enemies, basically from the desert in World 1. And we'll be having some tougher enemies, though, in the waterfall in the next episode. Take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye.